Hey beautiful people, I hope we're all well. I may sneeze in this video, apologies. I have hay fever, I have allergies. The amount of times I've said that in videos. Let me close this. Yes. So, I pulled some cards yesterday and I've meditated on the energy. So we're doing that today. I've pulled the spread here, so I'm going to share the message. Sometimes in my readings I'll just do the free flow and it'll come out and I'll just pull the cards. I might pull more at the end, but I've got a lot of cards here. Sometimes I do a mix of pulling some cards and then pulling some free flow, but today we just did the reading beforehand because it's quite a big energy that we're dealing with here. So yeah, I meditated on it. I had a full day, 24 hours. Because sometimes I like to pull the cards and get the message, and then my reality or like the world around me will give me a little confirmation here and there. So it's been nice. So I was gonna say something and I've forgotten. I can't remember. Thank you for watching, if you have clicked on this video. I am Anna. If you have never seen my videos, I do tarot readings. I just kind of go with the flow. I don't really have a specific structure. I'm still trying to figure out what my method is for this channel. So it's a little mix of both. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to introduce myself there. Don't know why I felt called to do that. Maybe there's some new people watching who haven't watched me before. So yeah, thank you for tuning in and sharing your energy with me. I really appreciate it. It's really nice. So yeah. I feel like I need to take a minute of silence, which is in silence and stillness, which is part of the reading actually. But I'll get into that energy in a moment. So your first card you had was Visions of Life Beyond Death. This is your ability to truly see, okay? Seeing the truth of things and seeing with your new, with a new vision, with a new perspective, one that you may have had but found hard to integrate within yourself. So like you may take steps back and get insights, right? And feel that sureness in your intuition when you're removed from certain situations, but find it hard to integrate it into your everyday life. But now this is like becoming your full self, right? You're becoming that knowing. You're okay. Does that make sense? Now you have the owl here, and the owl comes up again in the reading, which is really significant. I feel that as a guardian energy. It's very wise. That obviously represents knowledge. The peacock is also the courage to be seen as well. And you've got this little egg here. This egg keeps coming up in the past few readings. But there's something that is being released. There's something within that needs to be shared, okay, that needs to be born. And I kept hearing you're being seen in your splendor. Okay, you're being truly seen. And what came out next was the Gnosis card. Now, Gnosis is the innermost knowing. It's the knowing without the attachment of modern day knowledge, okay? The true knowledge isn't found in facts and figures. I got this from the book. True knowledge isn't found in facts and figures, in books or on library shelves. Rather, Gnosis points to the deep, timeless archetypal wisdom from the felt experience of touching the unknown. So it's a within, it's a light switch moment. I'm seeing in my mind's eye right now, DNA strands kind of lighting up and neural pathways being sparked. So yeah, it's a deep knowing. I'm feeling higher self energy. Like I'm seeing this owl, and there's a bird here flying, and there's also a crow, but I'm seeing it like on this card, it's like circling. It's circling here, and it's like, I'm seeing in my mind's eye like a bird kind of scoping the area, like looking from this higher perspective, rather than being embroiled within the ego or the mess of reality, if that makes any sense. When I was pulling these cards, I kind of glanced over and I seen the word rebelliousness, which is significant because in the cards here, it's like there's something within this knowledge and this way of being that needs shared, right? And it needs to be illuminated, but there may be like a bit of resistance based on like fear of being seen, or just the kind of the fear of maybe trying to conform, right? But we're not to conform, because you got the against the grain, and I need to cover this because that's a naked lady. The against the grain card, she you're going against not cultural norms here. You're going against the accepted norms. Being vulnerable and being seen, okay, opening yourself up. You're releasing fear around seeing the truth and living your truth too. It's very normal for us to fear that, because as humans, we want to be accepted. We don't want to be on our own. We don't want to be, it's a survival instinct, right? Like if we're accepted by the crowd, then, you know, there's more of us to help in our survival. If we're on our own, our survival is going to be more difficult. Okay, not nowadays. My dog's barking, someone's delivering something. Sorry, it distracted me. But yeah. And in both these cards, you've got the full moon here and here, and it's like something is being revealed. The full moon is about revealing and also releasing. So you're also releasing past selves, past attachments that would maybe stop you from living that truth, being that self, okay? After that, I pulled the lake. The lake is stillness. When we are still, when we are silent, when we have no distractions, we have that presence, clarity is gained. And we become more comfortable no longer looking outside for information, because this energy is about getting the information from within. And I said this in one of my last readings, it was like, go outside and get the information. And it's funny because go outside and connect with nature and connect with what already is. That's going to give you information that you need. It's not about going on your phone, Googling something or getting a book and reading it. It's in a whole other version of knowledge that can be found in stillness and nature. And it's funny, I watched a video and it was a guy saying how don't trust your thoughts when you've been inside for too long, because the ceilings are low and the walls are constricting you. And if you're trapped and you're not connecting with that electrical charge of nature, with that presence of nature, your mind's going to run, okay? You've got devil card here later on, which makes sense. So that's fear, and that's that certain thoughts and attachments that are not that beneficial. If you look at people who, you know, kind of hide themselves in their home, they don't go outside so much, you do see a difference between that and then people that connect to nature. when you connect with nature, there's this presence of acceptance and like understanding, and because you're tapping into the flow of nature, you're tapping into the flow of life, you kind of understand the flow of your presence and your reality. Therefore, it's easier to not be so fearful, but also it awakens your intuition. Okay. And look, I'm seeing this here. So there's a little like skull here. And she's got it placed on her head like a kind of adornment. And with that, I'm seeing it's like you're now getting used to endings in your life or things leaving your life. And you're not so much maybe holding on and attaching to it too much, where you're like getting sad and depressed and low about something leaving your life or something ending. But rather you're using it as a lesson and a kind of medal of honor, let's say, as part of your journey and your initiation in life. So then I pulled tarot cards, okay, and these three came up. Okay, she got the Sun card, which is clarity, joy, truth, rebirth, but also she's like outlook, she's outside in the open air, like getting her energy from the earth, the sun, from her surroundings. Something needs to be expressed and illuminated here. 7 of Wands. That thing that is within it needs to be expressed. She's in this little bubble, right? She's in peace and she's in presence within. Her eyes are closed. She is getting her knowledge from within. And there's like outside kind of resistance here. This is asking you to stand your ground, and the concept of what you're feeling within and what you are understanding at a soul level is maybe going to be challenged by yourself, by your fears, and by other people, by society. And there's a bubble around there. You're protected. You're divinely protected. But 7 of Wands is also resistance. You might be resisting that part of yourself too. But when the longer you resist, the more uncomfortable you're going to get. And you're going to get 8 of Wands, which is acceleration, quickly, things aligning quickly. It's divine timing and things speeding up. Light. It's like this spark moment. But in that presence and in that knowledge, you're also going to get spiritual messages. Things are starting to change when you start to get more comfortable in that environment. Yeah, this is quick moving. This is a awakening. 8 of Wands is a bam, and the Sun is a bam awakening, and you can see that light in here. And what I love about this card is after I pulled that, you got the womb. The womb is the connection and portal to the spiritual realm. It is a divine channel. It's origin. It's a full connection to source energy. It is your sacred intelligence within, which is what I was saying. But that's that sacred intelligence that we're talking about. And it's not this book smart, or you go to university and study and read and put these things into your brain. It comes from within, okay? There is resistance at play. Why did I write that? Yes, there is resistance at play here, and there's a need to keep your mouth shut, to follow conformity, to not kind of go outside the box so much. But what is within your womb that is being protected? Oh, that was it. Sorry. My brain. I've just wrote scribbles. Because the reason I'm saying that there's resistance at play is because the Devil card came out with this womb, which is like, and here he's holding it. It's like holding this person hostage in their mind, their thoughts. It's like there is a fear here of whatever it is within, because there's a little petal of wisdom. There's a little thing in that womb that needs to be revealed, that is coming out. But the Devil, the fear is still there. There's attachments that need released. You need to make sure you're going into stillness to get that deeper insight within the womb. You may also need to do some womb clearing, or sacral clearing, sacral chakra energy. We all have a sacral center. Just because you have don't have a womb, doesn't mean that you don't have that. And a card just drove past, it says red on it, which is the sacral chakra. That is a confirmation. It just says red. That is creative energy, so there may be some blocks here, but there's something that needs cleared in that center, maybe, which would make sense because you've got the curse and the devil, which is fears and attachments that need cleared from that area. And I did a womb clearing recently, and it was very powerful. So you may want to look into that. I'm going to read the womb cards out to you because I feel drawn. Everything has an origin story. The womb archetype asks us to contemplate the beginning beyond the beginning, the mother beyond the mother. In a world that often negates the power and necessity of feminine principles, this card returns us to the warmth, tenderness, and sacred intelligence from which we came. It's a card of receiving, not achieving, of accepting love from the mother of us all. That's what you get in stillness, rather than doing, action, trying to prove yourself. It's about receiving that sacred intelligence, okay? She is a life-giving force that forgives and cherishes even the most wounded and disparate soul. No matter how lost you are, the womb awaits your return to help you heal and grow. This card is a call to keep things simple, to return, to be reborn in the name of love. The womb is everywhere. It's beyond gender, beyond time. We are within it, and as it is within us, okay? Beautiful. But something is being like cultivated in here. That this womb, if you think of a womb, it keeps something like all warm to grow. With this curse card, she's got something over her mouth. It's like you maybe can your womb and your throat chakra or the sacral and the throat chakra are linked. There may be resistance here, the resistance of sharing your truth, speaking your truth in fear. But I'm seeing with that, it's like you feel like you need to be quiet, but you're being asked to take that mouth off. I'm also feeling like family, looking at this card, and like family attachments and family, like, because I'm reading curse. Curse is such a scary word. It doesn't need to be. Curse can be like a swear word. I was about to swear. Curse can be just saying you hope something bad happens to someone or something. Your words are super powerful. So like, there's something that needs release that is attaching and holding to you within your thoughts and your energy, and you have the power. So connecting to that sacred power is going to help you to release those chains. I heard this, I was listening to music when I pulled these cards, and the song God Body by Spectrum, spelled SPXTRM, was playing. It's amazing. And it was the lyrics specifically: I've been working in the shadows, taking off these shackles, healing from these internal battles. And that's what we need to do here. There's I'm seeing like these little black wisps attaching on, and it can be very small things, like things that has happened in the past, very small thoughts or programming, or it can be big things in your past lives or your ancestry. It can be many things. When we do a lot of chakra work, we can help release that, and body work. Yeah, wake up to see the light and embody the God within is part of the lyrics as well, and that's your power. You have so much power. The Sun card is the happiest card in the deck. So this is like, look how free she is. She is free, even though she has dealt with and is dealing with pain and difficulty. Hence she's got that skull on her head. I'm seeing these as like eyes on you. There will be eyes on you, and that shouldn't be something to fear. Everything needs to be observed to exist. Why am I saying that? I have no idea. So part of existing is being observed. That's just the way it is, and you can't escape that. So rather than fearing it, you'll need to just move with it and flow with it. I was looking up there, there's a seagull flowing in the wind, and just like meeting the resistance and allowing it to take it on its path. Don't know why that's coming through. So then I pulled these two, which I absolutely love this tarot deck. The Vision and the Stone. Now look, you've got these guardian owls that came up again, but it looks like you're holding on to the woman. Look at it, all that imagery, and it looks very similar to this womb card. It's a portal. There's something there that needs to be shared. There's something within you, a big vision that needs to be shared, okay? And the stone, wait, came after, but I'll explain the stone in a minute. So our vision feeds us energy and affects our life force and vitality. And then the stone is ancient and eternal presence, and it's tethered to the earth, bringing the internal into the now, bringing the vision into reality. So there's something that needs to be brought into the now, out into reality, that's from within here. Because think of the stone, it's a physical object, right? I don't know why I want to hold this. You might, how cute. I've had this for a long time. You might want to look into the story of the Selkie, the Soulskin. It's in Woman Rose Rooted, the book, but it is like a ancient story that is really quite fascinating, that is probably very linked to this reading, actually, and it's the true self. So go and look that up. That might have a little message for you. I feel really drawn to tell you that. But the stones come out of the womb. This thing has come out of the womb. But also with the stone, right, and this is funny, but I am, when I do Reiki, for people, I can see certain like energy that needs released as little stones and little things that need pulled out of the body. So something needs released. So you might want to look at womb work and sacral work. But look, here's the trees and the mountain. It's like something needs grounded in reality, but being able to ground something and bring it out into reality, you have to be grounded in nature itself here. This stone, right, is within this vision. It's this mountain. This is a big vision. This is a big thing. It's really significant. And there's a little light there. And look at all the beautiful colours. It needs to be shared. It needs to be shared. I keep hearing it needs to be shared. And you can't resist it, unfortunately. I'm going to read the Against the Grain card from this 4. It's number 4, which is stability. Bringing something into reality. Okay. You want birds to be able to fly underwater. You want love to trump power. You want humanity to relate to each other as equals and to recognise the sacredness in you and the world around you. You want to unleash the beauty that hides in even the ugliest of scenes or sentiments. You want to make possible what others say cannot be. You are a radical dreamer, a sacred rebel, and you bring the light of a more positive future to this world. However, this can have its burdens. Deep within you, you may feel that you don't really fit in with the rest of the world. Perhaps your sense of how things can be and how they really are is so different to the smaller minds of more fearful hearts of many others that you are rarely received for all that you offer. This might make you feel frustrated, thwarted, or lonely at times. The universe so loves you for your unusual take on things, for the quirkiness in you that dares to honour that which is different and renders the impossible possible. You must never, ever lose your unusual ways and become dry, serious, appropriate and conventional, not even for appearance's sake, for you would lose your essence. You are here to show that life is about so much more than conventional success. This oracle comes with a special message for you. You are someone who lives and breathes in the depths of creative waters, creativity. You need to lose yourself to the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination and fantasy. There's red, a card that says red again. You need to connect with your creativity. We live in a reality that is very much based on consumption, but we are made in the image of the source, of the divine, of what created us. We are creators. We need to create what is within and put it out there. It is our connection with each other that connects us all. We're so far removed in consumption and physical things that we forget. Like, look at the root of it. Like, one of the biggest and main points of us here is to create life. The fact that we can birth life is incredible, right? It's a whole, that's wild to me. And I'm seeing like a Russian doll when I talk about that. But create you need to create things. You need to create, okay? Whatever it is you need to create. You may be being called to paint more, write, whatever it is. There's something within that you need to just get out there, because you're good. You're going to get stuck if you don't. Anyway. Let me reread that. You need to lose yourself to the flow of music, nature, dreams, imagination and fantasy through art and literature, meditation, dance, and in sensual surrender to the sacred waters of the ocean, the river, the lake, or the bath. I was talking about water today with a friend. Water is incredible. When you even just look at water, your whole nervous system calms down. Your brain releases serotonin and dopamine. It has an incredible effect on the body. You may be feeling called to be near water more. That might be really helpful for you to get into that creative flow. Water is the flow. But that makes sense, because stillness is the lake. Yeah. Where's the lake card? You need to be near water too, maybe. That's going to help here. You must go against the grain. It's just your way. You are not one of the followers, but one of the agitators. However, yours is not a force of disrespectful chaos. You are a loving catalyst, and by simply being yourself, you constantly remind people that there is always another way. Being yourself encourages others to do so. When you walk in that, it encourages other people to do so. I always thought, I need to hide myself, but people are going to think I'm a weirdo. But actually, the more I was comfortable within me, people actually react better to the fact that you are more comfortable. It's the energy that you give off of comfort and happiness within who you are, rather than fear of who you are. If you're fearing who you are, other people fear who you are, because they react in that energy of fear, because we react to energy, okay? When we are near whatever people's energy fields, we interact. If people are feeling that the energy of you're sure, you're comfortable in who you are, in that rebellious nature, in that true seated knowledge of the within, people can feel it. They feel it too, and it encourages them, oh, I can be myself. Because we're all a bit weird. We all have this, we're all just trying to figure it out. We're all connected to that. We all want to play, we all want to have fun, be silly, do you know what I mean? Like, life's too serious now. And some people have a lot more shields, and I'm seeing like a walnut for some reason, and lots of layers, and like this hard shell. A lot of people have a lot of layers to break. You don't have as many layers. It's easier for you to connect to that. But people are scared because their heart is shielded, okay? And people have gone through pain, and they've gone through rejection, so it's easy to just block it off. But when we are in the joy of others, being in that vibration, it starts to dissipate those walls. Don't know where that came from. Love that. Anyway, this oracle comes with the particular guidance that you're meant to be exactly as you are. You are meant to be the black sheep, the rainbow sheep, or even the wild wolf in the flock of sheep. The daring butterfly spirit calling to the caterpillars, that's you. The price you pay for the gift of individuality is that you must take care of it and guard it, so that you are not dulled down and conditioned into playing it being something you're not. If this has happened, or is threatening to happen, this oracle brings you comfort. You will always dream of birds that fly underwater. Birds are very significant here. You know that the true nature of your being can never be changed. At most, it could only be hidden for a time. Now is the time to accept who you are and allow your truth to be freely expressed. Don't worry about the effects of going against the grain. When we are who we are in truth, we attract the support, protection and energy that we need to thrive. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. That's it. Your power comes from aligning your outward self with your inner truth, not with the general consensus. So when I said at the beginning, I can't remember how I worded it, but that inner self is now becoming part of your outer self. So you may have had an inner self that is aligned that way, but your outer self didn't match that. We are now coming into time, whoever this reading is for, where you are being called to align that with the outer self. The stone is the outer. It's a physical thing. It's now leaking out into your physical being. And honestly, when you are walking in your truth, aligning with your truth, being your true self, the beauty that exudes from you is insane. You become your true essence. Okay, when we're blocking off our true essence, people perceive that as inauthenticity because your inner world and your outer world isn't matching, and it's a subconscious thing. You're not going to consciously go, oh, that person's fake or whatever. You might, maybe you do, maybe you're able to see that, but that's becoming a thing here. You're becoming a lot more authentic, I guess, in your truth. You will then find other dreamers, other wild butterflies, and atypically coloured sheep to join you in conjuring better visions for our world. Beautiful! We love. I'm going to take one more card from here. Maybe I'll take more cards. Who knows, Who knows? Is this the deck? I don't know if this is the deck. The rainbow. Look at this bird. It's like ding. The rainbow. The full spectrum of yourself, I'm hearing. I don't know where the book for that is. Let me get it. Oh my god, my bag. Ah, my back. I keep hearing that Spectrum song. I keep hearing it, so you need to listen to it. Maybe I can share it on my page, because I've been sharing little posts. Like it works now. It wasn't working before. Now I know how. Now it works. Now I know how to do it. But this is a really nice energy. I'm hearing get out your head. Get out your head. Get out of your head. 41. Okay. The rainbow symbolises the 7 steps of a true spiritual path. The rainbow also links to the chakra system as well. So that might be relevant here. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet. 7, yeah. In the there we go. The rainbow symbolises the 7 steps of a true spiritual path, which manifests as the colour of the 7 chakras. In the Himalayas, the rainbow body is seen as the full realizations of our essence. What did I just say? The full realization of your essence is coming. Yeah, the rainbow also represents the bridge between physical and the spiritual world. So there's the bridge between the inner world, the outer world, the true knowledge, that essence that we're talking about. At the end of our lives, we can journey across the rainbow bridge to the highest heavenly realms. When the rainbow appears, it's an affirmation that all is well and that you are in the right relationship with spirit. The rainbow tells you that the end of the storm is near. Persevere and remember that it is the darkest just before the dawn. Do not give up hope. Things are about to take a positive turn. Listen for the morning rooster that announces the coming of the dawn, even while the night is still dark. But do not claim victory yet or let your guard down fully. Interesting. But yeah, it's your true essence. That's the key. The rainbow body is seen as the full realization of our essence. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I keep hearing that song in my head over and over. Oh yeah, also, I channeled at the start, sacral chakra, What did we say? Okay. Sacred inner space, sacral chakra, tenderness, sensuality. So this is sacral chakra awakening here. Sacred inner space, though, that is the inner self, the connection to the knowing within, which I've been talking about. Merkaba activation. Okay, look at that those rainbow colours. Merkaba activation, transcendence, ascension, you're rising up. So your energy is upgrading here. Because you're living in your truth, you're living your essence, you're sharing what needs to be shared within, from within out with, it radiates out. Okay. Fascinating. Sacred inner space. Your sacral chakra, which is the womb. I love when they confirm what I've been saying. Selkie, the Soulskin, on the split. Are you kidding me on? Are you actually kidding me on? Look, there's the seal. What did I literally show you? Thank you guys. I'm going to read that from the book for you. What the hell? Oh, I love it. The return. Beautiful. Return to the self. Look. Oh my goodness. Right, guys. We love the return. You're returning to the self. You're coming home to who you truly are here. And the Selkie. Okay, I'm going to read from the book for these two, and then I'm going to end it here, I think. But I love that. Needed to come out. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. The Selkie story tells of a woman whose seal skin has been stolen by the man who wants her to stay with him and be his wife. Because of that theft, she is forced to remain in the human form, which Selkies are usually able to adopt just once a month at the time of the full moon. The full moon came up a lot here. As a result, the seal woman is quite literally taken out of her briny element and trapped on the land, where she cannot find a way to fully belong. She loses her place in the world and consequently loses her story, her sense of who she really is, her authentic self. What have we been saying here? The Selkie then represents yearning for a part of ourselves that we feel we've lost, or maybe a part that we feel we might once have had but never really understood. So many of us lose our skins, and we lose them young. The consequences of the loss of this disconnectedness, this separation from our true nature and what nourishes and empowers us, often becomes apparent only after many years. This card encourages you to remember your lost skin, your unique sense of self, your unique creative power as a woman or man, right? It's your unique creative power, which is the womb, which is a sacral. To remember the pelt that once smelt so wonderfully of home and of yourself in all of your natural wildness. How can you begin to grow a new skin? What was I saying? Your essence is coming out. You're getting this new skin back. Your true essence is being seen now. That makes sense. A skin that represents the heart of who you are now and always allows you to accept and fully embody the wild woman or man within. And the return, which is that the return is fairly self-explanatory, but I'll read it. When the heroine or hero returns from their journey, she brings back to the world a gift, a way of seeing, of being, which is uniquely hers. Okay, right. She must begin to decide how, using those unique gifts, she can work to restore the fertile feminine principle to the world. To speak for the earth itself, which is the stone, and so take responsibility for healing of this wasteland of the world at the moment. In the challenged world we live in, our newfound wisdom should above all be grounded, rooted and earthy. The creative regenerative power of life, which comes from an understanding of our place in the wider web of life on this earth. the wider web of life. That's gnosis as well. It's a connection to the all. Our task on our return is to help bring about a re-enchantment of our relationship with the earth. But it's not always easy to return, and sometimes we might want to refuse it. Sometimes it's easier by far to sink into the magical otherworldliness of the journey, and for some of us there's a strong temptation to stay withdrawn from a challenging everyday world, to go into permanent retreat, or to make the search for personal enlightenment and self-illumination our lifetime's work. But if we do, chances are that sooner or later the world will come knocking, because as the world and our own species lurches from crisis to crisis as we listen to the cry of a grieving earth, the call to return is strong. So that work that you're doing within, that you're connecting, needs to come out with into the world for us to help make the world a better place. Okay? That's why you need to, that's what we're being called to, okay? The return card invites us to imagine a place in which we can be grounded, rooted, a place in which our particular gifts and wisdom can flourish, a place in which we can fully embrace the natural world around us and our part in it, a place from which we can speak. And it's funny, I went on a walk today and I seen these wee school kids. They were probably, I'd say 14, 15, and they were just throwing litter everywhere. And I was just like, are you kidding me on? And I picked up and I was like, gonna not do that. Like, respect where we live, like respect, because it's an extension of us. When we disrespect the land, when we disrespect our world around us, we're creating disrespect towards ourselves and to the people that we care about and the people we love. We look at that on the whole scale. The world is a fucking mess. And I spoke about this in a few other videos. We know this. There needs to be a big change, and that is going to occur because it's a low grumble. I'm feeling like things aren't. We're just very disconnected essentially, and the people that are understanding that inner knowledge and that connection to the earth and it are going to become a lot louder, and things are going to become a lot more aligned with the higher good of all, because it has to. But there's a big shift there. I can't believe that Selkie came out. That's absolutely unbelievable. It is believable. Of course it did. There we go, 6 of Cups, returning to true essence and just giving back. Healing, inner child healing, healing of the self, healing of others. 6 is balance too. This card's come out the last, I can't remember what reading it was, but that's a connection with our true essence. Think of us as little kids. We're so untainted, and then all the world comes and it just infuses itself onto us, and we program ourselves. We forget who we truly are. But babies, when they're born, they're so connected to the spiritual realm. They're closer to where we come from and what we truly are than we are as we get older. That's what we need to get back to. Okay? Beautiful. Beautiful energy. Do I want one more card? When I start, I can't stop. Follow the voice of your soul again. That came out in the last reading. Follow the voice of your soul. You can only hear it through the silence. Freedom. A car just drove past that said freedom on it. That's true freedom. Direction guardian, choose your path. Peacekeeper, let go of the need to be right. Yeah, okay, get out of your head and into your body, and that's when you know what direction to go in. That's when you know that, like, when you are connected to the way of life, the way of nature, of your true essence, that is your compass in the world. You'll start to hear with your body which is so invaluable. It's the most valuable thing I have ever learned. And I have learned it by going through shit, obviously, and learning. But that is a divine compass. Peacekeeper of the earth, I'm hearing. Let go of the need to be right. I want to read the book for that one because beautiful. And then I'm going to finish it. I get so carried away. Choose peace and happiness over the need to be right, rather than trying to prove a point. Save your energy for what's important. The Peacekeeper is a wise Native American woman who has been influenced by white buffalo women. She holds a peace pipe which is emblematic of surrendering the need to fight and offering harmony instead. That's offering harmony in the world, okay? The world at present, there's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of division. Six of Cups is also a peacekeeper, and the Rider-Waite, it's someone exchanging flowers, right? She is a soul who knows what it's like to feel under threat and to stand up for what she believes in and what's right. Her medicine helps you to take the higher road in every situation. Lead by example. Even if you're under pressure to make a quick decision, it's a reminder that within your hands lies the power to make the right choice for all involved. You may be feeling on edge due to a stressful situation. There's a warrior within you that wants to rise up, prove your point and get the truth across. But you're being reminded by ancestor wisdom that truth will always be revealed in the end. It's more important at this time to avoid arguments or heated discussions where you know you'll be fighting a losing battle. There's much more power in choosing to move forward from a higher perspective. This will allow you to connect deeply to the guidance within and the intuition that will lead you towards a healing of the whole situation, along with any wounds it may have inflicted on you. Choose peace. You know it is calling you. And there we go. That was beautiful. I hope you enjoyed. Stand in your power. Be confident in who you are. And let it shine. Because that's the point. But yeah, I can't believe that happened. I cannot believe. Of course it did. I love when Spirit and the angels and divine, the divine just goes, hey, I'm here. I heard you. It just shows you, right, that this isn't bullshit. Like, the chances of that happening, do you know what I mean? It's not coincidence. Coincidence is a lazy word. Anyway, sending you all lots of love. Thank you for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful afternoon, morning, evening, night, whenever you're watching this. And I'll see you soon.